Hey everybody, it's Kara, and today I'm just going to do a really simple kind of grungy inspired makeup tutorial. I did this for one of the first times the other day and wore it out and actually got a lot of compliments on it, so I thought I would show you guys how to do it. It's super easy. Alright, so first off, I'm just going to start with a clean face. I am using my oil-free cleansing wipes from Neutrogena, just so I can make sure I get all of the grime and the yuck that may be on my face, so we can start with a clean slate. And then I'm going to give that kind of a second to dry a little bit. I'm going to pin back my bangs and my hair and stuff so that's out of the way because I'm going to be messing with my face quite a bit. I'm going to use a moisturizer from Merle Norman. This has an SPF in it. I'm just going to put that on so I can be kind of protected from the elements and good to go, if you know what I mean. Next, I'm just going to pluck my eyebrows a little bit. I'm using tweezers by Tweezerman. They are the absolute best. My eyebrows grow like crazy, so I really just like to kind of check them before I go out. Now I am using my anti-redness primer from L'Oreal Paris just because I have a little bit of, redness around my face. This stuff is actually green, so don't think that you can just put this on and not wear foundation. Also, try to make sure that you don't get it in your eyebrows or anything and that you don't really get it on too thick. Again, I'm just kind of putting this in my red areas. Alright, next I am using Fit Me by Maybelline New York, shade 110, which is their lightest foundation. I'm just kind of putting a little bit of this on my hand. I'm using a big old foundation brush, and I'm just going to kind of brush this all over, kind of make sure that I get everything covered that I want to. I figure you guys probably know how to put on foundation, so there is that. I'm just doing this all over, of course. After that, I'm going to be putting on concealer. I'm using Almay's Clear Complexion Concealer. I'm just kind of putting this like under my eyes, around my nose, again in some of my more red areas or blemish spots. I use my finger to blend this in, which is not very professional, but honestly that's kind of just what works best for me. So do whatever works well for you. Again, just kind of hide the stuff that you don't really want there. Next, I'm just going to set my foundation and concealer with some powder. This is by Merle Norman. I'm just taking quite a heavy amount, putting it in the lid to kind of dab it off, and then dabbing it on my face and kind of going in a circular motion, just focusing mainly on like my greasier areas and the parts that have more makeup on them. Next is bronzer. I am using Physicians Formula Glow and Mood Boosting Powder. I'm going to kind of like make a fishy face and just go along that line, like right under my cheekbone. I don't go too heavy. I just want a little bit of contouring, just to kind of, make my face not so bland. However, I'm not going to be using a blush in this look. I am doing something a little bit odd, and then I'm just putting a little bit of this bronzer kind of on my eyelids in no particular fashion. I'm going to be using an eyeshadow palette that I actually got from the dollar store. It's just kind of full of browns. I'm going to take a pretty flat angled brush. I'm using an eyeshadow that is just a little bit darker than my natural color, and I'm just going to use that to fill in my eyebrows. I want this to be pretty precise, so that's why I'm using this particular brush, but I would definitely suggest filling your eyebrows in a little bit if you can, because eyebrows are pretty important to this look, so just pay attention to that. I'm using an eyebrow gel from e.l.f. to kind of go over, make sure my eyebrows stay in place, and that color gets locked down so I don't accidentally, smear it all over my forehead and all of that good stuff. I'm using just a basic eyeshadow brush and the same palette. I'm using just kind of it's a skin tone color, it's just a little bit darker than mine. I'm going over my entire eyelid with that. This is not a hugely different color than my skin, however it gives it like a little bit of a shadow and just a nice base color. Next, I am taking an angled eyeshadow brush, and I am going to be using a light brown with some really red undertones. I'm going to put that on my brush, and I'm going to focus this color mainly in the crease of my eye. So I'm just going to kind of dab that on and work it just all the way through the crease around my eye. I am also going to be bringing this color kind of down and around my eye. And again, just kind of working with this color a little bit, blending it in really well, and trying to just make sure that it really is just kind of one big fluid circle. And then just blend that all out with a clean brush, just as well as you can. Make sure it's kind of fluid and good to go. Next, we're just going to be using a brush much like the one that I used on my eyebrows. I'm just going to take a really dark kind of chocolatey brown. I'm going to go under my lashes, and I'm going to use this kind of just under my eye instead of an eyeliner. Just kind of brush that on, and then I'm just going to use my finger to kind of smudge it out a little bit and get it to kind of blend and look nice. I just want it to kind of look a little shadowy. Then I'm going to take a black eyeliner, just a stick. This is by Mary Kay. I'm just going to kind of rub this along my lash line. Not super dark, just going to kind of get like a little line and a little bit of definition. I'm not going to do cat eyes or anything like that. I'm going to take another clean brush and just use a little bit of white eyeshadow, just a little bit, and put this right in the arch of my eyebrow for a little bit of highlight, nothing too dramatic. To finish off, I'm just going to use a black mascara. I'm not going to do anything too bold with my lashes, just going to kind of darken up the top and the bottom a little bit. I'm trying to be careful and not get it all over the eyeshadow that I just spent quite a while doing. So yeah, again, nothing too super bold, but that's kind of what my eyes look like now, which I think is pretty. Since I did such a bold eye, I'm not really going to do anything with my lips. I'm just going to put on a little chapstick, and I really like having a pale lip. So that's what this look looks like. I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope that this was helpful at all. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe for more things like this, and I love you all. Goodbye.